Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The storm surrounding Forrester Creations shows no sign of fading. And on Tuesday's explosive chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful, emotions continue to spiral as old rivalries burn hotter than ever and painful betrayals leave deep scars that refuse to heal. For Steffy Forrester Finnegan, the wounds are still fresh, and every passing moment only strengthens her belief that Hope Logan Spencer has crossed a line that can never be erased. Sitting with John Finnegan, Steffy pours out every ounce of frustration that has been building inside her since Hope made the shocking decision to walk away from Forrester Creations and take her future to Logan instead. To Steffy, this was never simply a business move or a creative disagreement. It was an act of betrayal that struck at the very heart of the family legacy she has fought so hard to protect. The success of Hope's new fashion line at Katie Logan Spencer's fashion house only pours salt into an already open wound, forcing every member of the Forrester family to watch as the consequences of Hope's departure ripple through every corner of their lives. As Steffy reflects on everything that has happened, her disappointment transforms into unshakable anger, leaving little room for forgiveness. Finn remains quietly by her side, offering the steady support and understanding she desperately needs, listening without judgment as she struggles to make sense of a situation that feels increasingly personal rather than professional. Even with Finn's comforting presence, however, Steffy's emotions refuse to settle, and it becomes painfully clear that her longtime rivalry with Hope has entered an even darker and more dangerous chapter. As Steffy's resentment continues to intensify, another emotional battle is unfolding elsewhere, where Ridge Forrester finds himself consumed by outrage over the violent confrontation that has shaken his family. The image of Will Spencer attacking R.J. Forrester refuses to leave Ridge's mind, and every replay of the incident fuels his determination to take decisive action. During their explosive confrontation at the beach house, Will completely lost control, throwing multiple punches at RJ in a shocking display of aggression that left emotions shattered long after the fight was over. Watching everything unravel pushed Electra Forrester beyond her breaking point. Overwhelmed by heartbreak, disappointment, and exhaustion, she ripped off her necklace and hurled it at Will before declaring that she simply could not continue living through this endless cycle of chaos anymore. It was a dramatic and emotional moment that seemed to signal the end of their relationship, leaving little doubt that Electra had finally reached the limit of what she was willing to endure. Yet, while her decision appeared clear in the heat of the moment, Ridge is unwilling to leave anything to chance. He wants certainty, not hesitation. Because from his perspective, Will has become a destructive force, capable of tearing apart everyone who gets close to him. Determined to protect both his family and his company, Ridge prepares to place Electra in an incredibly difficult position, one that could change the course of her future forever. Rather than simply accepting her emotional declaration, Ridge may demand something far more permanent, a complete and irreversible break from Will Spencer. If Electra truly hopes to rebuild her career and revive her jewelry line under the Forrester banner, Ridge could insist that cutting all ties with Will becomes a non-negotiable condition for remaining at the company. To Ridge, there can be no room for uncertainty, because he believes Will is nothing more than a wrecking ball, someone whose presence inevitably leaves devastation behind wherever he goes. Every decision Will makes seems to invite another crisis, another conflict, another painful consequence, and Ridge has no intention of allowing that destructive influence anywhere near the future of Forrester Creations. But for Electra, the situation is far more complicated than Ridge wants to admit. Even if she understands his concerns, being forced into such a painful choice places an enormous emotional burden on her shoulders. Walking away from someone forever is never as simple as signing a document or making a promise. especially when feelings, memories, and unresolved emotions still linger beneath the surface. The pressure surrounding her grows heavier by the minute, transforming what should have been a personal decision into a heartbreaking ultimatum with enormous consequences. At the same time, Ridge may decide that simply separating Electra from Will is not enough. His protective instincts toward RJ could push him toward an even more aggressive course of action, one that would drag the entire situation into the hands of law enforcement. Believing that Will must finally face real consequences for his violent behavior, Ridge could urge RJ to press charges over the beach house assault. But even that may not satisfy him. Ridge might also pressure Electra to provide an official statement to the police, hoping her testimony would strengthen the case against Will and ensure he cannot escape responsibility for what happened. Such a request would place Electra in an agonizing emotional corner, forcing her to choose between loyalty to someone she once loved and standing beside the family that has offered her both support and opportunity. It is the kind of impossible decision that leaves no easy answers, where every path forward carries its own painful cost. Whether she cooperates or refuses, someone she cares about will inevitably be hurt, making the emotional stakes even higher than before. As Ridge continues pushing for what he believes is justice, Electra finds herself trapped between conflicting emotions, knowing that whatever choice she makes could permanently alter the lives of everyone involved. Meanwhile, another emotional reckoning begins to unfold as Katie Logan Spencer finally hears Will's version of the events that turned his world upside down. As the truth begins to emerge from his perspective, Katie may slowly realize that the tangled web of Logan family secrets has exploded in ways no one ever anticipated. What once seemed like isolated conflicts now reveals itself as part of a much larger chain reaction, one that has left Will overwhelmed, emotionally battered, and caught in the middle of battles that stretched far beyond his control. The realization weighs heavily on Katie as she begins connecting the dots, recognizing that years of hidden truths, divided loyalties, and unresolved family tensions have played a devastating role in shaping the chaos surrounding her son. But understanding what drove Will does not necessarily erase the damage he caused or the consequences still waiting for him. Instead, it only deepens the tragedy, reminding everyone that even painful explanations cannot undo violent actions or heal broken trust overnight. As Tuesday's dramatic episode races toward its emotional conclusion, dark clouds continue gathering over every storyline. Steffy's anger burns hotter than ever. Ridge tightens his grip with impossible demands. Electra faces a heartbreaking crossroads, and Katie begins uncovering painful truths that change her understanding of everything that has happened. With even more bad news looming on the horizon for Will Spencer, the fallout from these explosive events is only just beginning, promising that the next chapter of this emotional saga will be even more intense, unpredictable, and impossible to look away from.